If you're looking for a way to impress your holiday guests, a good meal can go a long way. This afternoon, Carolyn Piguet from Piguet's Primetime is here with us in the Air Comfort Solutions kitchen to discuss the trick to cooking the perfect prime rib. Carolyn, thanks for being here.
Thank you so much. Well, we look at Christmas and, we could say, hey, beef is what's for Christmas.
Right.
Because a lot of people do like to offer this. It is a little kind of a specialty cut, a kind of a celebration type cut, but a lot of people are afraid to cook it.
It's intimidating.
It is intimidating, and the cost of it is high because prime is the best cuts. It's the best center cuts of all of it. But I want to bring something to you today to hopefully kind of make that more simplistic, and it's pretty tried and true. When we look at prime, it is a very thick cut, and so it's going to take a slow roast. Okay, but you have to start out with a kind of a sear in order to get that crust and to get those seasonings to go on through it. So the rule of thumb, you wanted it at room temperature. Okay. So you need to get it at room temperature. This is a 5-pound prime rib. So you will take the poundage of your prime rib times 5. So it would be 25. Once you have it at room temperature, you set it in the oven at 500 degrees for 25 minutes.
So very hot.
Very hot, and you sear that. That retains the juices inside. It helps drive those spices inside. And then from that point, you turn your oven off. Do not open the door. You cannot open the door because you'll lose that internal heat, and let it sit there for 2 hours. At that point, then you can take an internal temperature. You want prime, we were talking about how you prefer. For prime, it's usually a rare cut, and that's at 130. Now, if you like it more done than that point, my suggestion would be once it's rested, you can sear it just in a skillet or something, and raise that doneness element for those that don't want it that rare.
And I think it's intimidating too. I know a lot of people that they want well done, but for a prime rib, maybe explore it a little bit.
Yeah, just a little bit because
it's the moisture, right?
It is. It's the moisture, and it's such a tender cut, and it's very, very flavorful. So you tend to, do it a little bit more rare.
Yep.
I just want to show a little bit. These are standing. And they'll have a little bit of a fat cap there. Okay. So whenever we season that, don't be afraid to really put it, because it's a thick cut. So you have to have a lot of salt. This is kosher salt we always use. This is what we use in the restaurant, and that's all we season our meat with, because we don't want to change the flavor, the cosmetics. I mean what the meat is supposed to taste like. Then we will use like a restaurant grind pepper, which is the thicker grind. We grind our own pepper, so we get that freshness element. And then we're going to simply, as I said, put it in that oven for the times 5 with the poundage.
And quickly, you have a sauce too.
I do. Yeah. When we serve prime, we usually serve it with a horseradish, fresh horseradish, but maybe that's just a little too much for you.
Right.
So I tend to like to have an aioli. And so what I've simply got here is I've got a cup of mayonnaise. I'm adding a 1/4 cup of the horseradish. You can also put some garlic in there if you'd like, and then 2 tablespoons of the Worcestershire. Okay. And you can just mix that together and put it as a side item for your prime. And so for those individuals that like the little zip, but not just burning, it kind of gives that flavor, and that's a great pairing for the prime itself.
So much flavor and a great, great holiday dish.
Yes,
so
exactly.
Thank you so much, Carolyn.
Thank you.
We appreciate it. And you can check out many more recipes just like this one by going to our website at newson6.com/recipes.